Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. I made a few videos already on sleep paralysis when I first started 4 months ago. Ending sleep paralysis, my personal story. How I ended my sleep paralysis permanently. Those two videos I did 4 months ago. And if you get a chance, please watch it. I want to explain to all of you, in case if you don't know, why sleep paralysis even happens to begin with. I just want to let you know, I don't want to offend anybody. I think some of you already know about how I feel about religion and the whole concept of God and Satan and stuff like that, because I don't believe in them. I used to, but not anymore. Not until I got into my late 30s. However, anyway, from my own experience, from all the things that happened to me in the past, I know why sleep paralysis even happens to begin with. Now, in my case, I can only speak for myself. Maybe some of you could actually relate to this. There's no such thing as demons. They're not demonic, just to let you know. And how do I really know for sure? Well, first of all, let me just explain this to begin with. When someone experiences when they're asleep and they hear strange noises, when you're half awake, half asleep, your body is paralyzed and you hear some strange noises, like loud beeping sounds, or like in my case, which some of you could actually probably relate to it. It would be something like this. You would hear the sound of something like some kind of vibrational energy. It sounds like this. The best that I can do it. Something like that, like a humming, and you feel the energy just pulsating on top of your head. You actually feel it on top of your head, like right by the prefrontal cortex. This whole entire area. You hear it. You hear the, and then it just hits you right here, like some kind of vibrational energy. Some people think it's a UFO, aliens that come by to abduct them and stuff like that. In some cases, that's really what it is. In some cases, um, in my case, I found out something that was actually profound. I was lying on my bed, paralyzed, the whole entire scenario of sleep paralysis, and that happened to me. I felt that weird something's in my room or whatever kind of thing. But I felt it. But the first thing I felt was that energy hitting on top of my head. So my astral body just left my physical body, and I was able to see everything that was around me. And then before I was even attacked by a number of well, I'll get to that later. But before I was even attacked, I felt the energy and I looked up, and I kind of floated up over the right by the ceiling, passing the ceiling out on top of the roof. And since I was able to see the astral plane, I saw what it was that was doing it. And it was this. It was some sort of satellite or space probe that was hovering over in space, or in space, I'm sorry, and it let out some kind of vibrational energy, as you can see here in this picture that I drew. That's what's making that loud sound going, that humming sound, which I still recognize to this very day. It was a huge satellite, and what it does, it hits the top of the head of the prefrontal cortex. It actually hits the head, causing that person to be distressed, paranoid, fearful, or even if they want to, angry or upset, or even depressed. But in my case, paranoia. And it's done deliberately. And the reason why this thing even does that to you is because of somebody within the government structure, which is something that I suspiciously found out. They do this to people that they feel are a potential threat. A threat to the establishment, a threat to the government, whatever the case may be. That was the information that I was drawing out. And again, I can only speak for myself. I'm not saying that this is what's really happening. You better believe it and this and that. I'm not saying that. I'm only explaining to you what happened to me. Maybe you can relate to this. But actually, it hits on top of your head, and it causes paranoia. I'm pretty much over that. The experience was not pleasant. And like I said before, it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. When that happened, I did get paranoid and somewhat fearful, even though I'm used to it. Doesn't mean I like it. It just means that I'm used to it. And then I was attacked by these creatures that were all around me. And I managed to fight them off. I didn't pray to God. I didn't pray to Jesus. I didn't use the Lord's Prayer, even though I did that before and these things went away. It did work. Not because God exists or angels and things like that. It's because of my belief towards it. It was actually a placebo effect. That's all it was. A placebo effect. And furthermore, it worked back then. So I thought to myself, I wonder if it could work if I don't mention any of that. I wonder if it's really because of me. The power is from me. So obviously I did that a couple of times and it did work. And I did this when I was really attacked. And I saw what it was. It was that energy that was pulsating in my head. Again, I didn't call out to God. I didn't pray. I'm going to take care of this by myself. I am the power. I am powerful. That's what I said to myself. And I fought them off and I was successful. You have to stand your ground. Enough is enough. And I yelled in the astral plane. I said, "Get away from me!" And I said it so loud that it caused like a booming shockwave of energy that caused them to retreat. So that's my story. And for those of you who suffered from another phenomenon, which is something that I experienced only once in my whole life. And this is maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, 12, I think, years ago. I'm not really sure. And it's this one. Now, the Hat Man, I managed to look at it face to face. And I think this is something rare, but it was the same scenario. My astral body left my physical body. I was asleep on my stomach, and I felt something at the edge of my bed watching me. And I got extremely phobic, paranoid, scared, like I was about to die or something like that. And I knew, and I felt the evil, the overwhelming sense of evil. My astral body left. I was on my stomach, like I said before, and then I just turned. As I left my body, I turned to see who it was that was staring at me, and I saw the Hat Man. He was about, maybe, I don't know, 6 feet tall, I guess, or something like that. I don't really know. But the dark silhouette, and then I just remembered I was just staring at him, like gawking, whatever. And then he leaned over to me, and with his left arm, he pushed my face away. He just pushed it away like that, and he said, "No." That's what he said to me. He said, "No." He pushed away because he did not want me to look at his fucking face. He didn't want me to look in his face. Because the reason why these, same thing with goblins and elves. You hear the evil sounding chuckle, and then they dance around you, they get on your bed. They get extremely angry if you're able to look at them face to face and stare at them. They get extremely angry. That's why a lot of them, when they're close to you, and even if you can't move, and you manage to move your eyes to its direction, real quick, they're out of view. And the reason why they do that is because as you look into their eyes, and you're able to control your fear, even to a moderate degree, you're able to read their minds. And that's the reason why they don't want you to stare at them, because you're able to read their minds, and they don't want that. And I saw into their eyes, and I know exactly what they are. And with the Hat Man, it was the same thing. He's not a demon. He's not some dark evil spirit. That's what he wants you to think, that he's a dark evil spirit. What he is an alien. I was able to read his mind, and he's an alien. The species of what it is, I can't say exactly what they are, the species, but I know what they are. They're a particular species, and they're tall. And they wear the hat, and they use their technology, something in their hat, or some kind of cylindrical object, some kind of long, either some kind of metal object like a rod that makes them go in and out of dimensions. And they could even fool you into thinking that they're spirits, but they're not. So when he pushed my face away, he didn't want me to look because of that reason, but it's already too late. I already found out. Now, it's up to you if you want to believe that. I mean, I'm not trying to tell anybody this is what it is, you better believe that. I would never say that, like I said before. But this is what I honestly feel what they are. They're actually aliens, a Pacific species of aliens, and I cannot say what species they are right now. I don't know. Hopefully, sometime in the future, I will tell you. But these are the ones that work with the government, and they have a lot to do with that satellite thing too. Same thing with the goblins and elves. In my case, it was a family curse. Some relatives put a hex on me, and there's a long backstory on that. I'm not gonna. I mean, there's a lot to explain, but that's what they are. So, in conclusion, these creatures, the fairy beings and the Hat Man, They're actually biological flesh and blood creatures. They are physical. They're not demons. They're not spiritual. They're not any kind of evil spirits. They're flesh and blood, extraterrestrial beings. Again, it's up to you if you want to believe it. I'm just telling you what I know. That's all. That's all I'm doing. I will never try to get somebody to believe it, to convert, or anything like that. But this is from my experience, and I'm just letting you guys know right now. So if you want to drop a comment, please, or if any kind of questions, please just drop any kind of questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. There's not a problem. Any comments or anything like that too. So and please, if you suffer from sleep paralysis and you know somebody else who suffers from it, please, I would really appreciate it if you share this video. Hopefully this video goes viral. Hopefully it does, because I really care about helping people. I really do. Because this is bullshit, man. Because people are suffering from this thing and it's not being taken seriously enough. So to all of you, this is Dare to Speak. Take care.